Did you know? Running was invented in 1784 by Thomas Running when he tried to walk twice at the same time. Welcome to Week in Weird, where today we're going to discuss what is probably the greatest invention since walking twice at the same time, which would be pausing twice at the same time. We're going to talk about video games. The Pokemon franchises is one of the highest grossing franchises of all times, and part of that is due to their extremely successful video game series. The newest games in the series are called Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. They are remakes of 2006 games from the Nintendo DS, but these are not made by the original game's developers. These are made by a third-party studio who were tasked with remaking the games for the Nintendo Switch. The games include a very interesting glitch that lets you pause twice at the same time. I'm not going to go through a whole tutorial on how to make this happen in your game. If you want to see that, you can go to YouTuber Blaine's for a full breakdown. Basically, you can clone any Pokemon, you can clone any items, you can take one Pokemon's stats and one Pokemon's species and just kind of mix them together. So now this guy knows all the moves of this guy and is the same level, and if this guy's a shiny, then now this guy is a shiny. It's a whole big thing. Basically completely destroys the entire metagame of the Pokemon multiplayer, because you can just instantly get anything you want with whatever stats you want without having to grind, which in my opinion is a good thing. Thankfully, at the very least, there's been a patch, which means that you can no longer play online if you have this glitch active. Another thing this glitch does is prevent the game from triggering any events, meaning that you can just walk through the game and never have a wild Pokemon battle. Any NPC that would ever impede your progress just doesn't see you. So the current world record for the game completion, from start to finish, 16 minutes and 14 seconds. And I'm sure that will go down over time. Another fun glitch you can do is ruin your entire save game. There's this one area in the game where you have to slide along some ice and solve a puzzle, where you take one step and then you slide straight and you can't move until you stop sliding. And if you position yourself in a certain way, you'll reach a spot where you literally cannot leave, because no matter what, you'll bump into something. And if you save on that spot, then you lose. Like, you can't leave. Now, in the original games, in Diamond and Pearl in 2006, you moved on a grid-based system, so you could only move up, down, left, and right. These new games give you 360 degrees of movement freedom if you use the joystick on the Switch. So in that exact same area, in that ice area, where you can only move in one direction and then you don't stop moving until you hit a wall, if you just kind of walk diagonally, you can bypass all of that and just not do the puzzle at all. This game is very broken. As a very long-time Pokemon player, this is hilarious to me. You would have to be extremely stupid to get yourself locked in the spot on purpose to where you lose your game, so just don't do that. Don't ruin other people's fun online. Otherwise, these are some hilarious things that I think are going to be a lot of fun to mess around with. Speaking of incredibly stupid people, let's talk about Twitter. One thing you can be certain about the internet is that the exact same things will continually go viral. Someone posted an extremely simple math problem, but for some reason, whenever anybody posts this kind of math problem, the internet can't seem to figure it out. What answers y'all get? And then it's 2 plus 5, parentheses, 8 minus 5. And people argued about what the answer to this very simple math question is for hours in the comments and insulted each other. I'm just gonna run through this really quickly. If you know 4th grade math, then you know PEMDAS. So the first thing you do is parentheses, which in this case is 8 minus 5. So you get 3. There's no exponents, so you go to multiplication. So you have 5 times 3, which is 15. And then you have 2 plus 15, which is 17. The answer to this is 17. Let's look at some comments. There's two prevailing answers here, 17 and 21. 17 if you multiply 3 times 5 and then add the 2. Or 21 if you add 5 plus 2 equals 7, then multiply by 3. I think 17 is the correct answer, but I'd really like a mathematician to confirm that. A mathematician. 2 plus 5, 8 minus 5, 7 times 3, 21. No. I'm trying to see where they even come up with 17. 8 minus 5 equals 3 times 7 equals 21. IDK how y'all remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, PEMDAS. But you don't separate the 2 plus 5 unless it's an exponent on one of them. So you do 2 plus 5 and then multiply that sum with 8 minus 5. The beauty of math is though there are many combos, it's only one right answer. It's great, man. If you got 21, respond with what city and state you went to elementary school in. Hazlet, New Jersey in the 1970s, and the answer is 21. No, it's not. I will never get over the phenomenon of people correcting other people on the internet and being wrong. Like, this is just something you can Google. You can go to Wolfram Alpha. You can just type this in, and it'll tell you the answer. You don't need to get into an hour-long argument on Twitter about it. There is one answer, and you can look it up. You don't need to stake your identity on it. And this is why it's no use getting into arguments on Twitter about anything, whether it's politics or, I don't know, Korean boy bands. What else does Twitter have? Because half of the people are just dumb. Don't bother. Speaking again of people being dumb, which I think is maybe a theme of this week, we have scalped tickets for the new Spider-Man movie. It went on sale and is immediately selling out literally everywhere. There are actually listings on eBay for opening night theater tickets that are going for thousands of dollars. There's another half to this story where AMC is doing this thing where if you buy opening night tickets, you might get an NFT of Spider-Man. Okay. But yeah, thousands of dollars to see a movie a couple hours earlier than you might have normally seen it if you paid like $15. I'm sure it'll live up to the hype, guys. I'm sure it's worth $15,000 plus $18.25 shipping. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but most movie theater tickets that I know are digital. Like you get a code in your email. It's not a physical ticket that you print out anymore. So why does it cost $20 to ship a movie ticket? We are now going to talk about something very serious. We're going to talk about the Chinese Communist Party. Peng Shuai is one of the world's greatest female tennis players, and she lives currently in China. She recently came out with an accusation that she was sexually assaulted by a member of the Chinese government. She posted this accusation on social media. Her post was then later deleted, and she was not heard from for a very long time. A hashtag trended on Twitter, #WhereIsPengShui. Between November 2nd and November 21st, there was absolutely no update on what might have happened to her. It is, of course, not beyond the capability of the Chinese government to disappear people. This made people extremely anxious about her well-being. On November 21st, the president of the International Olympics Committee was able to have a 30-minute phone call with her where he said that she was actually doing well and fine. The statement from the IOC said that Peng appeared to be doing fine and was relaxed, saying she would like to have her privacy respected. The IOC did not explain how the video call with Peng had been organized and has not made the video publicly available. The president of the IOC is not available for comment to American media sources, but a liaison to their organization is, and his name is Dick Pound. Dick Pound previously told CNN's Christine Amnapour he was puzzled by the reaction to a video call between Peng and IOC President Bach. Dick Pound said that the IOC's assessment of Shure was the best evidence we have at the moment. I would rely on the combined judgment of colleagues, Dick Pound said, adding that it was a conversation between 4 Olympians. So anyway, Dick Pound was trending on Twitter because of this story. We have this horror story going on for 3 weeks where there's a missing person who might have been killed by the Chinese Communist Party. And then Dick Pound trends on Twitter because it's a funny name. I hate the internet. No, but seriously, I'm glad she's alive. I don't know if I trust that she's being well taken care of or that this will have a happy ending. It seems things are going well. Better than the doctor who discovered coronavirus who got killed. Whoops. And now we're going to go on to our final story. These are my favorite to cover. They're from local news affiliates who just discover the weirdest thing that happened in small localities in the United States. So this is from CBS 1121 DFW. I don't even know what those things mean. Plumber finds cache of money behind loose toilet in wall at Joel Osteen's Lakewood megachurch. Okay. For context, for anyone who doesn't know, Joel Osteen is one of the most famous televangelists. He has this big congregation of people who listen to his sermons in his enormous church that he asks for donations to help maintain, and he broadcasts this on TV and just makes a lot of money being a preacher, and there's people who really swear by him, and the rest of us think that he's a charlatan. A plumber called Houston, Texas radio station The Bowl with a story that some say sounds like a mystery novel. He claims he found a cache of money in a wall while working at Joel Osteen's Lakewood megachurch. There was a loose toilet in the wall and we removed the tile. Well, they removed the tile, said the caller. I went to go remove the toilet and I moved some insulation away and about 500 envelopes fell out of the wall. In a statement, Lakewood Church confirmed that while repair work was being done, that an undisclosed amount of cash and checks were found. They said they immediately notified the Houston Police Department, and they were assisting with the investigation. Why do I keep having stories about things that are found in the walls of bathrooms? They also talk about how in 2014 there was a big news story that money was actually stolen from this location. So if you put 2 and 2 together, some people on Twitter might think that you get 21, but actually you get that maybe this is the stolen money showing up after all this time that somebody hid behind a toilet and was only found by a plumber when they were doing renovations. The money that disappeared in 2014 was $600,000, although it's unclear how much was actually found in the bathroom, because obviously the church people didn't let the plumber look at it, and they're not really telling us. So the moral of the story is, if you're a plumber, you might just find $600,000 in a wall, which would probably finance a better Pokemon game remake than the one that we just got because it's full of holes. Thank you for watching. You can follow me on Twitter at GIBI_Devin. Look out next week for the next Week in Weird. If you want to, you can submit stories in the comments below or on my Twitter. Very soon, I will have the Chris Chan monthly review for the month of November. I also ran a poll on Twitter asking people what they want me to see me cover next, and the winner by a wide margin was Tales Gets Trolled, which is a comic book series. So some other projects might go on the back burner while I make my way through that monstrosity, which has been being written for several years at this point and has many, many hundreds of pages. Happy Hanukkah, happy second Sunday of Advent, happy whatever else you're doing on today. Get hyped for Spider-Man.